What is up, y'all? It's your girl Angel, certified relationship coach and expert in encouragement, and I am here to help you access your healing in love and life. I'm super excited, one, because this is the first episode of Cover Her, which is an advice vlog for women to cover all different topics. I am such an advocate for women relationships. I mean, a diehard advocate, because I understand the power of female relationships. I understand what that means. I understand what it can do, and I understand how far it can take you, and I understand that it really affects your identity. Female relationships are healing, but unfortunately, a lot of females have had such a negative impact from other women that it's hard for them to get close or trust any woman. I really want to just push that and show people that, you know what, you can give a woman your heart as a friend, and you can trust a woman, and you can grow from a woman, and you can see how powerful, that bond, that friendship can become, and the impact that it can make in your life. So I'm so excited about this. So this is the first episode, and let's get started. I wanted to pick out the questions that really I felt like affected a lot of women, and things that, people deal with. So the first question is actually from my homegirl, and we've talked about this before, but she's still dealing with it. So, she wanted my input and thought that maybe somebody else could be helped too. Let me paraphrase, because this girl, I guess she was speaking in tongues when she wrote me. Basically, the meat and potatoes is, we've already spoke about this, but she's still struggling with it. Her boyfriend has stepped out on her multiple times, and she doesn't know how to let go. Let me say this. I believe wholeheartedly, if you have faith after infidelity for your relationship, there's hope. I believe it. Period. I believe in full restoration. But if you just think things are going to go back to normal, or you just think that after infidelity, you can just kind of go on being the same person you've been, then, you can hang that up real quick with a rotary phone. Trust after cheating. A lot of us deal with that. Where did you go wrong? And a lot of people would think that I'm placing blame, and I'm not. Some men are just greedy men that just want what they want and will get it however they can. And then there's men who, they were happy, but they're looking for something. They're searching for something. They're wanting to fill a void. Sometimes we think about something that someone's done. For instance, he cheated, so he's the wrong one. He's the only broken one. He's the only one that messed up. He's the only one that has the responsibility to fix it. He's the only one that needs repairing. He's the only one that needs Jesus. We don't realize that, yeah, they messed up, but then when we start to get to the nitty-gritty of things, there's pieces in there that could be improved in ourselves that could make this whole thing work better. A lot of times I will hear women say, I do this for him, and I do this for him, and I do that and this, and I cook for him, and I clean for him, and I make sure his drawers are folded and ironed, and all of these good things. But who do you be to him? We get so caught up in what we do for another person that we don't focus on who we are to another person. Somebody better tweet that. So are you compassionate towards him? Are you a woman of God? Are you his helpmeet? Are you, genuine? Are you honest? Are you dishonoring him? Are you disrespecting him? If someone wants to stray, they'll stray. If a dog wants to strike, it'll strike. being held captive isn't going to stop its mentality. It's going to just delay the process. So holding your your boyfriend or your husband in your control, not wanting him to do anything without you, isn't going to keep him from straying away from you, especially when the opportunity presents itself, if that's what he wants to do. So often we think because that person is the one that messed up, because that person is the one who stepped out, because that person is the one who broke the vow, because that person is the one who broke the covenant, because that person is the one, you see what I'm saying, who broke our heart, then we're good. We're Gucci. That's what we think. And so that's how we continue the relationship. You messed up. That makes me better. So you need to spend the rest of this relationship making it up to me. That's an entitlement issue. Do you forgive him or don't you? If you forgive him, then you have to heal from there. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy and it's not going to be overnight, but you have to make a choice that I'm going to forgive him. I'm going to ask God to transform my thinking. I'm going to ask God to transform my behavior. And I'm going to ask God to transform the way I see my spouse. Because how I'm looking at him now is not godly. There is a part that people play in every type of situation, whether it's good or bad. Everything, people play a part. There's a position for everyone. If you were the mediator, if you were the one who started it, if you were the victim, if you were the victimizer, if whatever it is, every person has a role. And you have to take responsibility for that. You have to decide, is this something? Is this stumbling block in our relationship? Is it possible to get over it? Is it worth fighting through? Is he worth fighting for? You have to make that decision. Acknowledge what happened. He cheated on me. Period. He cheated on me. He cheated because he chose to. But we have to take responsibility. So these are the things that I can do better from this moment forward in our relationship. First, we have to get rid of the old relationship. You have to get rid of the expectations. You have to get rid of the boundaries. You have to get rid of everything and start on an entire new foundation. Because to continue building on the old foundation, it's not going to be stable, and soon it's going to collapse. And that's going to be your heart again. Ask God to change the way you see him. Because if you're not changing the way you see him, the way you feel about him won't change. You have to call those things that are not as though they were. He's a man of God. He cheated, but he's forgiven. I forgive him. God forgives him. And we're moving forward. So make that choice that you're going to continue this relationship, and you're going to do it by starting by forgiving him. Because that's your role. That's the role that you have. You have to forgive. What are you doing to ensure that your relationship is moving forward and not stagnant? It's your responsibility to take care of you in a relationship. We need to learn to check ourselves. Check our insecurity levels. Check our self-image. Check how we see ourselves. Because what happens is we grow up like this because of experiences have happened. Daddy left. An ex-boyfriend, or whatever the situation is. And then we put the weight of that responsibility on the men in our lives. We want the men in our lives to pick up where daddy left off. We want the men in our lives to heal the part of the brokenness that the last relationship did. We want the men in our lives to do everything that nobody really can do except for Jesus. You have to surrender to the healing process. Mother Teresa said, if you judge a person, you don't have time to love them. If the center, the foundation, the walls, the levels of your relationship depend on him leaving the house without you or not, your relationship will not survive. So, do you want to work this out or not? It's as simple as that. Take responsibility, check yourself, ask God to transform your thinking, your behavior, and the way you see him, and then make a choice, baby. Like, do you want this relationship or not? Because a lot of people don't understand the pain of staying the same is far greater than the pain of change. Make a choice. Make a choice. Forgive. This is actually quite ridiculous. No, I can't tell them. No, I can't tell nobody that. Sometimes you just want to be like, girl, if that nigga, girl, You have to create boundaries, and that's what a lot of people don't do. They do not create boundaries in their relationships because they don't want to run him off. They don't want to scare him. They don't want to make him think that, they have too many rules, or God forbid their standards are too high. They don't want to scare men off. So when a woman finally gets a man, she begins to compromise. She begins to do things that she said that she would never do, which has to do with your identity. We have to set boundaries in our relationships, all of them. Girl, please get your life together and your bag and walk out the door. Just went on a rant a little bit right there. I don't know. It's just, I need women to want more, I need myself to want more. That's just what it is. If I look like this, would you be my cousin? Girl, don't you hate when pastors be getting that white stuff, right? I be like, come on. Like, the Spirit is not telling you to wipe your mouth. I know He is. Come on, just wipe your mouth, fam. Got a situation, a question you want to ask me, or anything you need my help with, you can email me at wecoverher@gmail.com, or of course hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, and I got you. All right, y'all. Peace. See you next week.